When my son first told me he was getting married, I imagined I'd be involved. Not in the planning, not in the dress shopping, not even in the rehearsal dinner, but at least in the moment when two people say I do. I'm old-fashioned like that. I like a little warning, a date on a calendar, enough time to buy a dress that doesn't make me look like I'm trying too hard. So when I asked my future daughter-in-law, "Do you two have a date yet?" She blinked once, smiled politely, and said, almost casually, "We got married yesterday." Yesterday. Like the day before today. Like I could have been there if someone had tossed a pebble at my window. My son stood beside her, shoulders tucked up to his ears like he expected me to explode. I didn't. I just sat there, blinking slow, like an old computer buffering. "Well," I said, "congratulations, I think." She squeezed his hand, pulled it possessively toward her belly, and flashed the ring like she had just walked out of a jewelry commercial. I smiled, the way women of my age have learned to smile when stunned, politely, tightly, with a fresh headache forming behind the eyes. The conversation didn't last long. It never did with her. She was one of those people who treated sentences like expensive currency. You got just enough to get by. But I tried hard. A week later, I was folding laundry when my phone buzzed. The name on the screen, daughter-in-law. Rare. Historic. Almost. She didn't call unless she wanted one of three things: clarification, confirmation, or control. I answered, "Hi, honey, everything okay?" A pause. A dramatic one. The kind she does before she says something she knows won't be pleasant. Then, "The rent is overdue." Just like that. No greeting, no "how are you?" No reference to the sudden marriage, or the shockwave still rattling my spirit like loose change in a jar. "The rent," I said. "Your rent?" "Yes." A sigh, like she was speaking to an employee who had just messed up paperwork. "We're short this month. We figured you could help." We. Funny how I wasn't invited to the wedding, but I was invited to the bills. "How short?" I asked, because mothers ask these things, partly because we care, partly because we're calculating how much we can patch before the whole boat sinks. 800, she said quickly, like she wanted to get it out before I reacted. "Just until next month." I pressed the phone to my ear and walked toward the kitchen window. Outside, the neighbor's flag flapped on the pole, red, white and blue snapping in the wind, like it was judging me for raising a child who thought marriage came with a subscription plan labeled Mom. "Are you two okay?" I asked. Another sigh. "We're fine, just short." "So, can you?" I didn't answer right away. I thought about yesterday's wedding, the one nobody told me about, the one I would have dressed up for, maybe even cried at. I thought about how she said special people were there, and how apparently I was not one of them. But now I was needed. Not for a hug, not for a blessing, but for the rent. Oh, a mother's dilemma. I love my son. He's gentle, soft-spoken, hard-working, and hopeless when it comes to standing up to the strong-willed women in his life. I knew helping them would keep the peace. I knew refusing would cause a war, and I knew the money wasn't the real issue. The real issue was whether I was ready to set a precedent that said, "It's okay to leave me out as long as you remember me when the bill is due." I sighed. "I can help," I said slowly, "but we need to talk about a few things." She didn't like that. I could hear the temperature drop through the phone. "Like what?" she asked. "Like communication, like family, like not finding out you got married after the fact." Silence. Cold, heavy silence. "I'll put your son on," she said quickly, like she wanted to hand off a hot pan. And when he came on the line, voice small, ashamed, my heart softened like it always does. "Mom, I'm sorry." I closed my eyes, and there it was, the truth I had been waiting for. Not from her, but from him. "It's okay," I whispered. "We'll figure it out." And that's the thing. Life doesn't always give you the moments you expect. Sometimes you don't get the wedding invitation. Sometimes your welcome into a new family is a rent bill. Sometimes your son is so afraid of disappointing someone else that he disappoints you instead. But love, real, messy, American family love, isn't about perfection. It's about weathering awkward phone calls, untangling misunderstandings, and remembering that helping someone doesn't mean you have to disappear. So I helped them with the rent. But I also set boundaries. And slowly, awkwardly, imperfectly, we started building something that looked a little like family. Not the wedding I imagined, not the introduction I deserved, but something real. Something that might one day feel like yesterday never happened the way it did. Thanks for watching and appreciating me. Please subscribe and like so I will create some more amazing content.